and today's pocket nines. So we're in the cutoff, and we open raise the 3 big blinds. I think with the cutoff, we're doing, that's going to be our open raising range. In this hand, players are relative unknowns, only have 20 hands max. It looks like they're going to be a little bit on the looser side. Right now, it doesn't seem like anyone's going to be overly aggressive, so I'm just going to play standard game, open raise to 3 big blinds. And now Villain 3 raises. Villain 3 has 3-bet 2 out of 10 times, and now it's up to us. So what is he going to be 3-betting with? It's kind of tough to say, because again, it's kind of an unknown. This is 2 out of 10 times, so this now makes 3 out of 11. Maybe he's just raising if he's going to be playing this hand, or maybe he is only raising premiums. It's kind of hard to decide. His 3-bet by position. This is the first time that he'll be 3-betting from the button. It looks like he's done it. Once from the big blind, one's from like mid position. So I think all we can do is kind of think about what our range would have been. So if we have like button versus cutoff, and we've got a 3-bet, I mean that could be a 3-bet, but I'd kind of lean maybe a little bit more towards being on the looser side. He's playing 32-16, and this is a little unusual, but again, versus an unknown, it's kind of tough to say if he's going to be raising with these types of hands. What we will do is add like the jacks. He's in position and do something like this. That's 7%. And it's possible that in those 20 hands, he does get these, more than luck, or more than expected. I mean, it's a short sample size, so we'll go with that as his pre-flop raising range. And then it's back on us, and now it is, what do we do? What are we going to call with? I defaulted to just my regular range. So I have 9s, 10s, and jacks is what I'd call with. My 3-bets is queen, kings, aces, and ace, king suited. So I leave ace, king offsuit, ace, queen offsuit in my calling range. I have ace, queen suited, ace, jack suited, king, queen, king, jack suited in my calling range. I dump queen, jack. I dump these connectors, and I dump those. So we're playing a tight range, and it's going to be a stronger range. Not the strongest, and we don't have queens, kings, and aces, but we do have a fairly strong range. Oops, ace, king suited is in my 3-bet range, or my 4-bet range. So I did call, and this is one I don't normally see 3-bets. So, and when I do, it's pretty easy for me to, if I'm raising first in and then face a 3-bet, I'm usually wider, so I end up folding quite a bit. And this range may be actually a little too wide. We'll see. We'll go with it right now. All right, so you can see that he has slight edge on us. And the board comes down ace, 8, 6. So ace of clubs, 8 of hearts, 6 of diamonds. My equity is 46.3 versus his 53.7. He does have advantage. We are out of position, so I think we're going to be checking. I think we're going to probably be check calling a bit to protect against him just c-betting all of his range. Now we do have a pocket pair, and this could hit our calling range. We don't really know how wide he's going to be, so we're going to check. and then he bets 4.6, and I think that was a small bet. So with this 4.6, I think typically I would have been folding. I would have been folding my, we had nines. Um, when you look at my range, we're going to be check calling these aces: ace queen, ace king, ace queen, ace jack. Probably we're going to be folding king queen, king jack, and we're probably going to be folding all of these pocket pairs because that ace is going to hit his 3-betting range. It's going to hit most 3-betting ranges hard. The only cards that are going to be scared are the times when he has king, queen, jacks, and tens. He's going to be aware of the ace. So with this 4.6 bet, I think it's looking. I don't think it's necessarily top pair or a set. I think it is this pocket pair below the top card. I think that is entirely what he has. So now the question is, what do we do? What should we do? I think when it comes back to us, we're going to be calling with top pair, and I think we're going to call. We're going to turn these. I think we're going to be turning these pocket pairs, below top pairs, as a bluff. We don't really have any other hands. We could. I mean, we have 2-card backdoor flush draws like queen, queen, king, jack. But I think with nines and tens and jacks, we could probably fold jacks. With nines and tens, we have the possibility of a backdoor straight draw. These middle cards tend to hit our range a little bit better. It's in our open raising range, and then when we just call, we tend to be more of those mid strength hands. So because this was so small, about a quarter of the pot, I think we could probably call and plan to try to take this pot away from him on a favorable run out. If the run out's not good, we check and he bets again on the turn. I think we're probably just gonna have to dump basically all of our hands except when we have the aces. So I called. We're gonna do this. And of course, there's really nothing wrong with just folding, because we figure that he's gonna that ace hits his hand so frequently that we can probably just get away with it, and it won't be too much of a mistake. We got 24 counts. This is 30.4%. Okay, 4 spades. That doesn't really change anything. I consider that a pretty decent run out. We check. If he checks behind, then we're going to bet the river on any card 8 or lower. So we check as expected, and now he bets 2 big blinds, and that is actually rather interesting. That kind of throws me off. It almost seems like he's betting just because he feels like he has to bet, and that's I think I'm gonna keep with my plan here, to say I think we're gonna try to take the pot down. Now our options are to check raise or to just call and bet the river. This might be an opportunity to just call, because there's really no flush draws. There's no strong straight draws. Maybe 5-7, but would we really have 5-7 in our range? I don't think so. So I think calling here and then leading the river is probably the better play. Leading the river, as long as you don't have a king, queen, jack fall on the river. I didn't do that, so I check raise. So I think at that point we just kind of go off the rails. I think we check call with all of those, top pair and the pocket pair. So I don't really have a check raising range here, and I'm pretty certain that's okay. So I raise 15. He calls, and I think he's calling. I don't think he might be calling with all of these pocket pairs, just because what could I be check raising with? Does it even make sense for me to check raise? And it doesn't. I think this is where we go into problems. 2 of spades falls. So I think what we can do is still get. Let's fix that. the flop range there. We didn't get the turn range. What was it? 4 spades. Yeah, so turn. You can see ours is 61.4 versus 38.6, and that's really driven by having aces in our hand. And that's why I said it. Why would we check raise? Why would we blow someone out of the pot when, you know, they could easily have a second best hand? They could have kings, queens, and could probably give it up if we bet, because if we call the turn and then bet the river, it's going to look like we're trying to get some extra value out of our aces, and he could just decide to fold at that point. So I'm just going to say 0 because I don't think I have check raise range here. I still think it's 100% of his combos. So 24, and then we got a 2 spades here, and I bet 28.9. So if he doesn't believe us now, then I don't think he's going to believe us. Or if he didn't believe us on the turn, I don't think he's going to believe us now. I think he's going to call with kings, queens, jacks, and tens and say, show it to me. I showed nines, he showed ace, king. That's actually stronger than I expected. So kind of have to, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if he had tens, jacks, queens, and kings, he still beats us. So I think when we go back to here, we kind of have to acknowledge that maybe he's adjusting his bet sizing, you know, because the board is most likely to favor him. Include the top pair, pocket pair in his range, and then once we hit the turn, now you can see it's just all, yeah, we still have some of those, but yeah, overall this is just a poorly played hand. I am gonna take a note here. C-bet in position with top pair, top kicker. I think we did 1-4 pot in position with top pair, top kicker after 3-betting pre-flop. Turn C-bet. Turn C-bet was very small. And let's get that turn C-bet. 2 into 28. We'll say dry board. Take a note so that we remember it. Yeah, overall, I think this hand just sucked. I made a huge mistake. I cost myself money on this hand. And I think what happened was I did win some hands, built up a stack, and then felt like I might be able to bully him, but I think that was foolish. Definitely foolish of me. All right, hopefully you learned something. If you like this, look tomorrow for another.